This is a great story. Do you remember a little while ago we were talking about this crazy company that is producing these pouches, right? They give you like these little pouches, and the idea is everybody who goes to a show gets like a pouch, a small pouch, and they put their phone inside the pouch, and then they can't get their phone unless they leave the concert area. Do you remember this story? In fact, our pal Claire from West Hampton came in not that long after we had talked about it, and she's like, I love that idea. That sounds like a great idea. Because how annoying is it you're at a show and there's some dope and he's blocking the thing and you can't, he's got this, and you find you're watching the show through their cell phone, the whole 9 yards. And you're like, boy, I wonder, we look at that story and you go, I wonder if that kind of a thing is going to take off. I wonder if artists and venues are really going to do that. Well, guess who's doing it now? Jack White. That's right. Jack White just announced that he is going to be using this very service. He is going to be banning cell phones during his upcoming tour. That's awesome. I think this is awesome. I am a huge fan of this, and I like the way this is done, and I believe in the pouch, and there's things I like about the pouch and things I flat out just, let's be honest, skeeve about the pouch. But anyway, in a statement, he bluntly put it out there, no photos, no video, no audio recording devices allowed at shows. Statement continues to say, we think you'll enjoy looking up from your gadgets for a little while and experience music and our shared love of it in person, in caps. So this is all being done through the Yondr pouches, Yondr. So you can still bring your phone with you. It'll just be in a pouch during the show that you get to hold with you. What I like about this, again, I got the 2 kids, you got the babysitters. I know a lot of you are in the same situation, even though some, emergency, mom or whatever your situation is. If you need to go make a phone call, no problem. You excuse yourself, right? Leave the theater or the college or the arena or wherever you are. They can customize it to any venue. Once you go outside of the performance area, the pouch unlocks. The pouch unlocks, and you can get to your phone. So you can call the babysitter, you can text, you can do whatever. It's like the old days when you had to leave the arena floor or the venue to go out and find the payphone in the lobby and make a phone call to check on the babysitter or to check on mom or whatever it is. It's like the old days. So the same thing. I know this is like a great inconvenience. And by the way, I'm not one of these people who shames technology. I'm really not. I love the phone thing. I do. I think it's great that we have the access. I think there are downfalls to it, but I think it's mostly upside. I know the phones and the social media. I'm not one of these people who shames people for being on their phone all the time. I think it's fine. If you want to sit in a train or the bus and you want to have your head down, you want to be in the waiting room with your head down, it's all cool with me, man. I'm not shaming you at all for that stuff. I think it's great. But I do think we do have, and again, this is all really new to us relatively when you think about it. We all have to kind of acclimate and adjust and get used to things, and how you interact at shows and how it affects other people. I think that's a part of it. It doesn't bother me when I, go out to dinner and I see people and there's 4 people at a table and none of them are talking to each other. That doesn't bother me. I think that's fine. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, look, that's terrible. I'm not one of those people. But at a show, when there's other people around and all that, So Bob Dylan recently came to the Coliseum and we gave away tickets here at WEHM, which was awesome. But I heard from a lot of the people who won, they didn't have this, but Bob was at the same thing of like, no phones. And apparently there were some security guards and things around like looking for people for phones. So this is going to alleviate that pressure of venues to have to perform all. Now you just have one guard up at the front who makes sure that the phone is in the pouch before you go in. I don't know what that's going to do to lines or security as you go in, because they got to first of all search it, make sure you got the phone and make sure it's in the pouch. I would imagine that's going to add a little bit of time going in, but I think everybody's going to enjoy the shows a lot more. Now, it kind of stinks for some of us who like to check Snapchat and see, what it's like to be in there. We're going to lose that aspect of it, but I think it's an even trade when you think about it. I really think it's a fairly even trade. So no cell phones at shows. And this goes for his tour, which starts in Detroit on April 19th, rolls through St. Louis, Houston, Boston, Governor's Ball. I don't think that'll be the case at Governor's Ball. Oh, I'll have to see. I don't know if they could. That's a whole festival. That's not just him. But Columbus, Ohio, and into London. Solo Jack shows. He does not want the cell phones out. A phone-free concert, courtesy of this company, Yondr. We'll put links up so you guys can check it out. That's an interesting one. See, here's the thing. This was a story when the product was first developed, and now that it's being adopted by one of the bigger rock stars, where does it go from here? Does it go everywhere now? Is the Yondr case going to be the thing? So again, the thing I love about it is you have it with you in case you need to check or it rings or whatever. So you're not out of the loop or you need to make the call or text your kids or your mom. Like I said, that's great. The part I kind of skeeve about it is how are they going to clean these things in between shows? Because I don't even like to stand next to people at shows. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like to breathe the same air as them sometimes. It's a lot of them don't shower. So that as far as the Jeremy thing, like, I'm not Howie Mandel, but this is kind of turning me into Howie a little bit, where it's like I'm down with this, but I just want to know how these things are being cleaned, okay? Because I'm the guy who brings his own sheets to a hotel. It's just I put my sheets on top of the other sheets. I put a metal sheet down first, just as a barrier, but I got issues. That's a whole nother thing. But be honest with you, you'll see the floor of a concert when you're done, the end of the night. Imagine what people are going to do with these pouches. They're going to stink like beer and stuff. It's a little worrisome. I just want to hear a cleaning plan before we move on. Other than that, your old pal Ann is on board.